With that being said, we're gonna get right into class. All right, before I start class, I like to play a money game with you every single day. Every single day. Can I call somebody up? Anybody wanna volunteer? Actually, I'm gonna do it with all y'all, right? So here's the scenario, right? Here's the scenario. I want to give you, I want to give all of you $100. All right, I want to give you this $100. All you have to do is give me 10. To get the $100, the only thing you got to do is give me 10. But here's the situation. You don't have the 10. All right, you don't have the 10. You have 10 minutes to get me the money. You have 10 minutes to give me $10 to be able to go out and get $100 from me. Somebody let me know, what are you gonna do to go get the money? You gonna borrow it? What are you gonna do to go get it? You got 10 minutes. Now let's say this. I want to add this in there. Let's say your last resort only wants to give you the 10. Let's say it's your cousin. They won't give you the 10, but they want 20 back in order to give you the 10. So they give you the 10, but you got to give them 20 back. Are you going to take that deal? Borrow from whoever is close. Are you going to take that deal? I see like 50-50. Okay, a lot of y'all saying yes. So you telling me you're gonna pay 100% interest? You're gonna pay 100% interest. Somebody let me know why. Why are you gonna pay 100% interest? Mm. Oh, y'all talking good. Y'all talking good. See, this is how debt works, right? The lesson is this. A lot of y'all, you worried about interest. You worried about debt being bad. No, debt isn't bad. Bad decisions with debt is bad. I tell people transparently, humbly, I got rich leveraging debt. See, a lot of us, we're always thinking about what is the interest rate. The lesson is your return is infinite. Any money you make on borrowed money has an infinite ROI. ROI is return on investment. Are we clear about that? I need you to shift the way you think. Looking at the end result, that's good. A lot of us, we learn about the now, we not worry about the later, and that's why we can't grow. We stunting our own growth by worrying about today instead of worrying about tomorrow. The second lesson is you got to stop counting other people's pockets. See, the reason why some people don't make the money that they should is because they're busy counting other people's pockets instead of their own. Some people are going to say, I'm not going to pay you back $20. I'm only giving you 10. You're worried about how much interest you got to pay on the loan. But the question is, how much of a return are you going to get on your investment? Interest rate doesn't matter as long as your ROI is higher, y'all. I want y'all to start thinking about this in every part of your life. See, when I talk about fear and faith, I mean it's not just what you betting on you, it's understanding how money works. That's a money lesson. Elon Musk, he doesn't need to borrow money. He's the richest man on the planet. But he still leverages the debt because why would I use my own money when I can use yours to be able to go out and make money? This is why most millionaires are created based off of debt. This is why. Do y'all know America is built off of debt? Y'all know America is, I think, don't quote me on this if it's millions or trillions of debt, right? So understand you have to learn this skill of mastering how to leverage good debt. Bad debt is going to get sneakers. That's dumb. That's foolish. Bad debt is going to get the car before you've made the money. That's dumb. Bad debt is spending on things that don't give you a return or don't make you money. That's bad debt. Good debt is spending it on information and implementation that can change your life. Good debt is spending it on marketing. Good debt is spending it on building a better product. Good debt is getting around other people who can push you to places you can't push yourself. This is what you leverage the debt for. Are we all on the same page? Somebody say got it if I got it. I just want to make sure we good. All right, trillions. Think about that. Trillions. And we worry about going out and getting $50,000 to $100,000 to be able to change our life, y'all. We got to shift the way we change. We got to shift the way we think. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it, y'all. I'm super excited. This is what I'm going to do. I want to start off. All right. Is it okay if I start off with business funding, business credit card stacking? Is that cool, y'all? Somebody let me know. I know we didn't finish that up yesterday. Then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about building a six-figure funding company and what that looks like. Okay, good. Okay, good. We're going to start with the business credit. Business credit card stacking. All right, let me see. Here we go. Slides. Hold on, let me get a water. We're gonna get into it. All right. Everyone can see my screen, right? We good? Just let me know if we good. Otherwise, I'll talk to y'all for an hour with no screen. All right, perfect. You have to have a plan for the borrow money. 100%, Paula. You on point. All right, I see we locked in. Listen, business credit card stacking. All right, everybody says, what is it? How does it work? It's like one of the most popular topics. Can I be honest with y'all? It's rather simple. See, when I tell y'all there's this thing called marketing and a lot of, credit coaches, credit gurus. I like to say I'm not a guru, I'm a duru, right? All right, somebody muted me. Team, somebody, I don't know if y'all muted me on accident. Can you guys make sure it doesn't happen again, please? I appreciate you. All right. So when it comes to business credit card stacking, there's simple rules to it, right? The first rule we need to understand when we talk about what is it, we need to understand strategy. The number one question I need you to know is, where does each bank pull from? Why? Once I know that, I can strategically set up a strategy that is conducive to me getting the biggest result, which is the most amount of funding. For example, when you apply for each product, do y'all know every bank has a specific bureau? There are 3 bureaus. You got Equifax, you got TransUnion, and you got Experian. Every bank, when you apply, they pull from typically, not all, one bureau. All right. There are certain banks, stay away from Capital One. They pull from all 3 and they report to the personal side. There's banks like BOA where they can pull from different places, but typically it'll only be one pull. But the reason we need to know this is because if I know where you pull from, I can strategically go out and get the maximum amount of funding. I'll break it down live in a second. Second thing I need you to know. All right. I think somebody asked it earlier, right? The great thing about business funding is when I go out and I get maximum funding or I apply for funding, I can always remove the inquiry. Why? Because it's a business account, which means it shouldn't be attached to my personal credit. Now, when you apply, the inquiry will go on your personal credit, but the account will not. So because of that reason, I can always remove the inquiry. Are we clear on that? I want to make sure we got it. Everybody put got it in the chat before I move on. So I make sure that we're on the same page. I don't want no one leaving here confused. All right. We're gonna leave here with some clarity. Okay, good. I see about 10 got it. I got about 200 people on here. All right, good. The last part I want you to understand. 85 to 90% of national lenders, your Chases, your BOAs, your Wells Fargos, your Truists, right? Actually, Truist is geo-based, right? But most national banks, they have a 0% introductory period. Why is that important, Darius? The reason that is important is because when I'm starting a business, what's the number one thing I'm looking for? Leverage. So if I want to go start an Airbnb business, guess what? I go get approved from Chase. I go get approved from BOA. I go get approved from Wells Fargo. Okay, let's say I got 40,000, 50,000, 60,000. Guess what? I can go now, get the unit, find the unit, put down first and last. I can go to Wayfair, get the equipment, set it up, list it, start making money without interest accruing. Why? Because all those banks have a 0% introductory period. All right. During that intro period, though, listen, this is very important. During your 0% introductory period, which is typically from between 9 and 24 months, depending on the institute. During that period, though, you do still have a 1% minimum payment. Are we clear on that? So if I go to Chase and they give me 20,000, if I maximize that 20,000, if I max it out, that's fine because the utilization is not going to report. I'm maximizing on my assets or my business or learning. If I utilize that whole 20,000, somebody let me know, what is my payment for the first 12 months? What is my payment during that period? There we go. We on point. We on point. We on it. $200. Is anybody here mad about having to pay $200 on 20,000? I'm gonna just be honest. If you don't like that, then credit might not be for you, right? The money's cheap, but it ain't complete. Y'all, and the great thing is it doesn't go towards interest. That simply goes towards principal. So it's not money that's going towards nothing. All right. So now this is how you build wealth. This is how I built the brand. It's very simple. I went out, I credit card stacked. I poured into a couple different mentorships. I learned the game. I ran the play. I ran the play. I got better. I put more into marketing. I put it more into marketing. Then when I started to grow, then guess what? I said, I'm putting more now into a team because I got stuck and I started to plateau. And I realized I needed to multiply myself. You have to duplicate yourself. These are the things that we do with the funding, y'all. If you go ask your cousin for the money, guess what? They're gonna call you every Friday. Hey, you got that money you owe me? You go ask your friends, guess what? You're gonna ruin friendships. But the banks, they don't bother me. The banks don't give me no problems. They say, hey, just make your minimum payment and we good. Right? All right. So this is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna walk through a sample of what a business credit card stacking could look like. So there's two ways that you all can stack, right? Two ways. All right, two ways that you all can stack. All right, actually, GM Marcus is now combined with Barclays. All right, Barclays. All right, two ways we can stack, horizontally or vertically. Now, the way I stack is horizontally. So I want to tell y'all, I like to just give y'all direction so that you don't get confused, right? The difference is this. When I'm stacking horizontally, what I'm doing is I'm applying, right? I'm applying for a certain amount of products per each bureau before I move on to the next bureau. All right. For example, if I'm starting a credit card stacking sequence and I want to start with Experian, let's say a person has all three bureaus in pretty good shape. All right. I could go Navy Fed. Now, Navy Fed on the business side pulls from Experian. I know a lot of people think TransUnion, that's on the personal side. On the business side, they're going to pull from Experian. Now, pros, if you have a relationship with them, they will give you some funding, right? And they do give decent limits. All right. Now the only con, it's not necessarily a con, it's just not my favorite. Like I said, I like the money at the most leverage. All right. So with Navy Fed, their business credit card doesn't have a 0% introductory period. Now the money's not super high. I think it's like 11%, like between 9 and 12%, right? All right, but they do give those limits. And if you have a relationship, you probably will get that product. All right. But when I go there, guess what? I'm gonna get one pull from Experian. Okay, cool. Next place I can go Chase, right? Chase has multiple options. You got the Chase Ink Unlimited and you got the Chase Business Cash. Both of them are going to be 0% for 12 months. Now, a lot of people online will tell you can get both those products for one inquiry. I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm not saying it's always true. All right, I've had clients where we get 2 inquiries when we go for both products, and I've had clients where we only get 1 inquiry for both pulls. Right? So it could depend on the region where they're at. A relationship manager could be a few different things. But when I go to Chase, typically it's going to pull from Experian. All right. Certain states, a few states, if you live, you might get TransUnion, but it's going to be Experian. So now I got 2 business credit cards with just the 2 inquiries. But then one of my favorite plays, there's some sauce right here, y'all. I was going to save it, but I don't like gatekeeping. We going to over deliver, right? Amex. All right. Amex is one of my favorites. And the reason why is you can get up to 5 business credit cards with just 1 inquiry, y'all. What does that mean? Well, that means when I go apply for Amex, I can do the Amex Blue Cash, the Amex Blue Plus. I can do the Gold. I can do the Platinum, and I can do the Plum. Right. And I should only get 1 inquiry. Now, does that mean you are guaranteed to get all of them? No. What happens is after you apply for one, you go for the next. It'll either tell you you've been approved or it will say no more offers at this time. But I only got the 1 inquiry. All right. Typically, for this play to work how you want it to work, you want to already have a relationship established. So you can do Amex, do a pre-approval on the personal side. Go get one of their pre-approvals. When you get a pre-approval with Amex, you got it. Right? I've never seen someone with Amex specifically get the pre-approval and not get the offer. Now we build that offer for 30 days. I mean, that relationship. Then we go to the business side and we can start to get busy. And this is how you get the 5 credit cards, 1 inquiry. Does that make sense, y'all? Somebody let me know. Y'all, I want you to start to do the math. I just got potentially 7 business credit cards with only 3 inquiries for 1 bureau. If I only were to average 10,000 per card, which that's on the low end, honestly, we're talking about $70,000 in funding. What y'all think I'm going to do next? Somebody let me know. What y'all think I'm going to do next? If I just went out for 1 bureau and I got approved for up to 7 business credit cards and I only got a $10,000 limit. Next thing I'm going to do, y'all, I'm going to go to what? There you go. I'm going to go to TransUnion. I'm going to go to TransUnion. Why? Because when I go apply for these products, Barclays, US Bank, Univest, guess what? They don't see anything that I did with Experian. Why? Because it's not the same bureau. So I can go apply for Barclays, I can go apply for US Bank, which I believe is 0% for 15 months, I believe. All right, then I can go to Univest, which also has a 0% introductory period. And which I think I'm going to do next. I'm going to Equifax, y'all. All right, I'm going to Equifax. I'm running the play. Truist is a geo-based bank. Truist isn't everywhere, right? But if your business is registered in a state where there's a Truist, then you can go apply with Truist. I love Truist as one of your first products because they give out high limits. All right. Citizens is also another geo-based bank, right? Where I'm from Boston. They do have Citizens there. I think Florida got some. There's a lot of states that have Citizens, but not everywhere. Also, Key Bank. I know Key Bank is big in Philly. We got one in Massachusetts. I think they got it in like 16 or 17 states throughout the US, right? Another geo-based bank. Equifax, a lot of their lenders are geo-based. Now, they do have some national banks in terms of credit unions, personal side, business side. A lot of them are geo-based. But y'all, let's do the math. We're talking about potentially 13 business credit cards. And that's one round of funding. All right. If I wanted more funding, somebody let me know, what do you believe I can do if I want more than that? You got a few things you can do. Somebody let me know, what do you think is my next plan of action if I want more? You like, D, this is cool. This got me between 120 and 200, maybe even 250. But I want more. Like, I'm trying to maximize. I'm trying to go big. All right. I see a lot of y'all seeing soft calls for, okay, good. I'm going to give y'all to play. A few things. One, anytime you get approved for a credit card, personal or business, you always call and say, hey, I was curious. Can you guys do a reconsideration? We don't settle. Listen, everything that settles lands at the bottom. I don't settle for nothing in life, right? You have to ask. Asking, and you maybe shall receive. Closed mouths don't get fed, and closed mouths do not get bread, right? With that being said, always ask for a reconsideration or a credit limit increase. Two things they'll say. They'll either say, what are you looking for? You tell them. If you're looking for, let's say they approved you for 20, you were looking for 30. Ask, say I wanted 40. Because either two things happen. Either they say, well, we can't go 40, but maybe they'll meet you at 30. Or they say, okay, we got you at 40. Or they say, well, this is the second thing. In order for us to give you a credit limit increase or consider it, we would have to do another inquiry. Then at that point, you can decide if you want it, right? Some banks, they can do it with a soft pull. Some banks, they say it's another hard pull. But regardless, I'm going to inquire and see. All right, I'm not going to just settle. Does that make sense? Are we clear about that? I want to make sure we all on the same page with that. Every time you get approved, you ask for an increase or a reconsideration. Say, man, I was looking for like 30. I got this business, idea. I just needed more money for marketing, inventory, hiring, and those things. I was hoping if you guys could give me 30. I was hoping you guys could give me 40. All right. All right. That's one thing we do. This is no doc funding. If they're active for docs, that means we did something wrong. All right. Second thing we can do. Y'all, remember what I told y'all. I said anything we get in the business name, we can always remove the inquiry. So now that I just went through a full funding sequence, I can remove the inquiries. Two ways. You got the 24-hour inquiry removal guide, or you got the FTC. All right. Once I remove these inquiries, then y'all already know I can go get more funding from different banks. Y'all, there's thousands of banks. I showed y'all how to go. Anybody remember how to go find any bank that you want anywhere in America? Anybody remember that? Somebody let me know in the chat. I want to see who was paying attention. See who was locked in. What was the site I gave y'all, or the place I gave y'all, or the database I gave y'all yesterday that we can go anywhere in the world? Okay, good. We locked in okay, good. All right. So I can remove the inquiries and go get more funding, y'all. Is this making sense? Like, how many of us are starting to see it, y'all? When it comes to this funding, it's limitless. There's no limit on the amount of funding that you can or cannot get once you understand the strategy. The third thing I want to give y'all, that might be too much sauce. Y'all good? Let me make sure we good. We good in here? All right, good. All right, good. So now we understand what business credit card stacking is. All right. Now I know some people, I believe, women lie, men lie, receipts don't. Success leaves clues. All right. So these are us. I got 4. I didn't want the plum. I didn't need the plum. Plum is cool, but I like the blue cards because they're 0%. I like the gold and the platinum because y'all, those is my cousins. We fly for free, fly for cheap. Get in the I like the airport lounge. You get points, you get cash back. So I like the gold and the platinum. So we have 4 under one of my LLCs. I have a total of I think 9 Amexes. And not only does this work for me, a lot of my students running the same play, getting the same results, right? So this stuff works, y'all. All right, but it works if you work it. All right. Are we clear on understanding how business credit card stacking works? Somebody put I'm clear in the chat if you got it. I want to make sure we got it. Okay, good. If you confused at all, just put confused. We shouldn't be, but I just want to make sure. How many Amex cards can you have? You can have as many as you want. Remember, LLC, every LLC is a separate entity. Y'all want some more game? Yeah, y'all don't want no more. I'm gonna just go through the slides. Y'all don't want no more game. Yeah, y'all want some more sauce for real? All right. Man, my inner circle, they're gonna be mad. All right, it's all good. Listen, every LLC, all right, every LLC has an EIN, right? Your EIN is essentially your business's social security number. With that being said, it doesn't matter if you have 5 businesses, 10 businesses. You can run this same exact funding sequence under your other business. Why? Because it is a different business. Just like me and you are different people. If I go apply for stuff, it doesn't matter you. All of your businesses are separate entities. It's completely different. So when I go business credit card stacking under this entity, maybe I delete the inquiries, I do some more. Once I feel like, okay, cool, I've maxed out, let me go for a while, then guess what? I have more LLCs. Every LLC is a new person. It's a new business. So because of that, I can go back and get more funding, y'all. So when you hear about people having 500,000, $1 million of funding, that's the play. Everybody here should get multiple LLCs, not even just for funding sequence, but for aging purposes. Why? Because remember, the older your LLC, the more funding you can get. So if I get my LLCs now, my entities now, guess what? I can allow them to age. So when I'm ready to go get more funding, I ain't got to go get an age corp. I created the age corp. Y'all, this is the stuff they don't teach you in school. It's that stuff they don't teach you in school. Y'all, I got 8 or 9 LLCs now. One of my coaches, he got 37. I'm like, what the heck you doing with 37 LLCs? He said, he said, stay ready. What did he tell me? He said, stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. He might tell a joke. He ain't never told a lie though. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready, y'all. You need to prepare for what you're looking to get, right? Does this make sense? Do we understand multiple LLCs, what that means and why and how you should have them? Okay, good. Good. Aging, segregation for safety. Yep. Okay, y'all on it. Good. How do you delete? It's 2 methods. You got the 24-hour method and you have the FTC method. All right. Next thing I want to get into bad credit. So anybody here, you got a business, it's generating revenue, right? But your credit's not that good. Is that anybody here? Like you making $5,000 or more a month in your business? And now I'm not talking about Cash App or Zelle. I'm talking about statements or it goes into your actual merchant or your account. Is that anybody here? Anybody here? Okay. Oh, we got some people. Okay, good. Y'all getting some money. You're doing your thing. You just don't got the credit. Okay, that's fine. We're going to talk about bad credit. Bad credit, no problem. So a few things. All right. There's a few places we can go. Right. A few things. One of the places, and we're gonna break it down on a live funding day. I'm gonna walk y'all through what that looks like, how y'all can see if y'all got pre-approvals. But one of the places, all right, is Rock Financial. Now, Rock Financial will allow you to get small business loan, or I believe business line of credit as well. And what they are looking for is a minimum of 6 months in business. I think they typically like preferably a year. And what they want is $5,000 or more a month. All right, $5,000 or more a month. Actually, I got a link. Let me send it to y'all. All right. Now I've seen Rock give people $150,000, right? Here's what I will tell you though. The money's not always cheap. So make sure you do your due diligence before you just accept offers. One of my biggest things with y'all, and the reason I got into education is it's about funding responsibly. Don't all money isn't good money, right? Don't just take it if it's 90% interest rate or 50% interest rate, unless again, you understand the return on your investment. If you understand that you're about to take this money and put it in something that's going to make you more, then yes, you do that. But I want you also to be cognizant of what you're doing and be on point so you don't be out here flipped upside down. All right. If you have a plan, if you have a coach and whatever you're doing, then yes, you get that money, you flip it, you make it work. All right. Rock Financial is one. Another one is going to be Fora. All right. Fora. They also going to give you money based on two things: time in business and revenue generated. All right. And then the last one I'll talk about, there's a whole bunch, but these are the three I'm going to talk about today. Is going to be Credibly. Actually, let me pull this up. I'm actually going to drop a link. I know some of you, I want to break it down so you see the exact terms, right? So Fora, all right. Fora, the great thing, fast. Both of them fast funding, all right. Well, Fora, you get funded as soon as 24 hours, right? They'll allow you to borrow up to 1.5 million with a repayment terms of 4 to 18 months, depending on your situation, your credit, all of that. The great thing is, these are soft inquiries, which means you do not get a hard inquiry to see if you have an offer. All right. No hidden fees, makes it easy to manage your finances comfortably. Right. Now, Credibly, funding options for as low as a 500 credit score. So some of you here, you're like, listen, my score not that good, right? But I'm bringing in some money. All right, these loans range from 5,000 all the way to 600,000. They got business lines of credit and equipment financing. And again, you can get qualified without getting a hard inquiry. You can see if you have the offer, and then you get to access the funds in 24 hours. All right, we got a lot to go over, but what I'm going to do is, anyone need me to drop the link? You want to check these out? What I'll do is I'll drop the link and you guys can go check those out for those of y'all that are in position. See if you have an offer, what those look like. All right. I just dropped the link to that. Oh, I think I did it in the wrong group. Okay. All right, good. It's in there. Let me see. Great question. Great question. I mean, get the link. I got y'all the link. I got you. Oh, yeah, I got the link to Rock too. Let me see. Here it is. I'm about to drop it in third. One second. All right, perfect. Can you use a cosign for these? I mean, these are going to be business loans, so they're going to want your bank statements, your business bank statements, or to see actually what you're processing. All right, so it's going to be on you. All right, bet. All right, we understand that. Let me make sure what is next. Okay, good. All right, so 1 through 10. All right. How confident are we feeling in terms of our understanding of why, right? Why business credit is so valuable, y'all. When you understand how to leverage this the right way, this right here will be the thing that takes your business from zero to hero. This right here will take some of y'all is going to take your business from $20,000 a month to $100,000 a month, $10,000 a month to $50,000 a month, right? Having the ability to go out and do the things that you're looking to do, to actually move with purpose. I'm telling you, it is a different type of game, y'all. It's different. When I don't have to say, dang, I got to wait to get the check just to put into the business. No, you keep the job, of course. But what you do is you understand leverage. All right, leverage. All right, the last thing I'll do is I'll show y'all what Rock looks like so you guys can see. And then we'll get into business funding business, y'all. So we talk about small business loans, financing options for your business. All right. 4 months in business, 10,000. I've seen people with even making a consistent 8,000 getting approvals and no minimum FICO score. No minimum FICO score. All right. So I just dropped that link in there. I got you. I just put it in the chat for y'all. All right. All right, cool. So we understand it. How good. We understand how important this stuff is, y'all. I'm telling y'all, if it wasn't for this, if it wasn't for funding, I probably wouldn't be on the screen. If I knew about this earlier, though, I would have probably been. I probably still wouldn't be on the screen for a different reason, right? But I'm telling y'all, this thing could change your life for the rest of your life. All right. So now that we understand how funding works, all right, drop a 1 in the chat if you now have clarity on what a credit profile needs to look like for you to be able to get funding, or what your clients need to look like for them to get funded. Drop a 1 in the chat for clear. I just want to make sure we keeping up. Okay, good. Drop a 1 in the chat if you understand how personal funding works, which we went through yesterday, how it's going to help you and how it helps your clients. Okay, good. Drop a 1 in the chat if you now understand why business funding is the cheat code and how it can help you or your clients, all right, be able to get access to changing their life. Okay, good. All right. Now, is it okay? Right? We learned how to get the bag. Somebody let me know what's next after we get the bag. What's next after we get the bag? Listen, we got to learn how to flip the bag, y'all. So is it okay if we take this skill that we just learned and we flip it and turn it into a six-figure business? Can I show you that? One of my favorite business models that's helped us generate multi six figures and help hundreds of people. I got students making seven figures with this thing, right? I'm going to show you how to flip it, all right? But I'll tell you, it's the easiest business to be able to go out and make your $5,000 to $10,000 a month. Easy. Some of y'all here, you're going to get up to 20, 30, 40, 50, right? With that being said, we're going to get into it. All right, we're going to get into it. Let me see, make sure I'm at the right one. Okay, good. All right, good. Welcome to the second half. The second half of the Get the Bag, Flip the Bag challenge, right? What I want to show you now is how to build the actual funding business. What is the funding business? How does it work? Why is it one of the best businesses that I believe everyone should start? Listen, before I get into this, I don't care what you do. If you are looking to start a new business, this is for you. If you already have a business, you need to be adding funding as a service, right? It does not matter what you do, and I'm going to break down why and how, right? So I call this the seven-figure business model. All right, it's called a ladder of ascension. Somebody put make more offers in the chat. One of the biggest mistakes I see entrepreneurs doing is they're not making enough offers. It's like if you went to McDonald's and McDonald's only had the fries, what would you think? If they only had the fries, but you went there for the Happy Meal for your kids, or you went there for the number 3 on the menu, but they said we only got fries. What you thinking? You like, I'm out of here. I'm going somewhere else. Why? They don't got enough on the menu. If McDonald's was to cut down their menu to just fries, y'all, they would lose probably 80% of their customers because only 20% probably go there for the fries. And what I'm doing is I'm telling you that a lot of us, the reason we don't make the money that we need to make is because our menu isn't big enough. We don't have enough opportunity, right? So a seven-figure business model you want within this, right, is going to be one, the first part. Now, I don't do credit repair, right? I started off, did it for a little bit. I don't necessarily love it. I have my reasons. Does that mean because I don't do it, you shouldn't do it? Absolutely not. I got friends who are doing seven figures with credit repair, all right? Typically, when you charge for credit repair, though, you're going to charge typically between $500 and $1,000. That's typically the average costing place. So if someone's charging $500 to $1,000 and they want to get to $10,000 a month, cool. They got to sell 10 at 1,000 or 20 at 500, right? That doesn't sound too crazy. But what if, instead of just offering credit repair, what if we add an additional service? Who remembers yesterday when I talked about trade lines and how to make money with trade lines, right? Now, trade lines typically charge between $300 and $1,500 depending on the trade line, the age, the credit limit, the criteria, all right? So if we were to say $750 for credit repair, then we added, let's say on the low end, $500 for a trade line on average, if we're getting that. Now we're talking about $1,250. $1,250 per client isn't bad. But if you like me, somebody put premium in the chat. Like, yo, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I don't like settling. I don't like mediocrity. I don't like average. I don't like anyone settling. Right? I believe everybody deserves more. So what I need you to think is premium pay, premium invoices, premium business. You need to provide a premium experience for your customers, right? With that being said, when you add funding as a service, now we get to make what we call high ticket money. Yo, when you get someone funded, $50,000 to $100,000, you're able to make between $5,000 and $10,000. If you get someone funded even $20,000 only, guess what? That's $2,000 commission if you charge them 10%. So I want you to think about it. With just this one service, funding, I was able to make more than I was able to get just from two services combined, which is why I believe this is the most powerful business model in the world because it only requires 10 clients a year to make six figures, y'all. What other business model you could do that in? All right. So how does it work? So the way it's going to work, right? Oh, I did that one. Sorry. All right. The way it's going to work. All right. Starting a funding company. We'll go through that first. Right. This is a done for you white glove service. Your clients, they're coming to you for convenience. They don't have to do anything but send you their documents and their information that you're going to need to be able to apply for them. It's a done for you service, right? Now, you can charge whatever you want. I believe what's most fair is 10%. I believe 10% is fair for both parties. I know people who charge 30%. Now, again, may I have my opinion of it? Sure. But I'm not the type of person, just because I have my opinion, Hey, get it how you get it. If that's what you feel, it's your business. I can't tell you what to charge. So I want you all to realize you have the ability to charge what you want. If you want to charge 15%, you can. If you want to charge 20%, you can. If you want to charge 5%, you can. I believe in 10% is fair though, right? So, for example, if I were to get a client $100,000, once they receive their products or their product, I'm going to send them an invoice of $10,000. They're going to take care of that invoice. Now, I already know some of y'all wondering, well, how do I get paid? Well, the way we get paid is they have to sign a contract. We are a business and we operate as a business at all times. I don't care if you're funding your cousin, your sister, your brother, unless you go in with the intent to get them funded for free, which is perfectly fine. But for me, I'm charging most people outside of my immediate family. All right. With that being said, anyone you are charging, they need to sign a legal binding doc. In my program, I have a contract that we have that you can duplicate. All right. In that contract, you need to say how the pay works, what percentage you're receiving, and how soon you like to get paid. Right? In my contracts, typically we say we want the money as soon as you receive the product, within 48 hours. All right. Now, I've been doing this 4 years now. I've only had one person ever try me. Y'all, one, because they signed a contract. If anybody did ever try to run off on you or whatever, you can obviously take them to court. But there's faster ways that we make sure we get money, that we make sure we get paid. What I will tell you is, you are a company. What does companies do? Companies are able to report people in other companies to collections. So if you are, we have a collection company that we work with, right? That you can report your client to collection if they don't, if they don't pay their bill, if they don't pay their invoice. All right. Then the third way, there is a third way. There is a third way, right? But those are the two that I want you all to know. This is how we make sure that we always get paid. Are we clear on that? Do we understand the fundamentals of how the business works? So I need multiple parts. First thing I got to do, I got to identify, is their profile fundable? That part's easy because we know that now. That's the first part. Second part I got to do is, once I know that their profile is fundable, what am I going to do? I'm going to get on a call with them. I'm going to make sure they understand. I'm going to make sure they're on the same page about how it's going to work. Third thing I'm going to do, I'm going to send them an intake form. Once they send us the intake form with all the questions we need to fill out applications on their behalf, because they're giving us the power of attorney to be able to do so, from that point, they are completely out of it. We get to funding. Now, customer communication, we talk about that, of course, as well. But y'all, it's a simple business. They understand the agreement. They sign a contract. They send us the information we need. We start the funding process. Easy as 1, 2, 3, 4 at the most. All right. So we're clear on how a funding company works before I get into how to fund the clients, how to maximize on it. Okay, good. I just want to make sure we good. All right. Next thing I want to get into, right? Has anyone here heard of a foreign filing? Anyone, or a foreign entity? You heard that term? Okay, what this is, right? What a foreign filing is this is able to 5 to 10x your ability to get your clients funded, or for yourself. You can use this for yourself as well. Now, what a foreign filing is for you to be able to set up your entity in other states where there are jail-based lenders, which means they'll only fund the businesses within that state. So remember, I talked about Truist, Citizens, KeyBank. Let's say I wanted to shop at those banks. Like, we got Truist in Atlanta, but Truist ain't everywhere. What I would do is I go to my Secretary of State, I file a foreign entity, I pick the states that I'm looking to set up that entity in so I can also get funding there. All right. Then typically within 48 hours, that should be good. And then what we have to do is you have to get a business address in that particular state. All right. Are we clear so far? So now if I want to go to multiple states, guess what? I just open up my ability to get my clients funded, because if my client is in a state where maybe there's not a lot of great banks, now we got national banks they can do from anywhere. But let's say there's geo banks, specific places we want to go. Or let's say you build relationships with bankers and you want to send them to your bankers, but the bankers are only lending in specific states. Guess what? Now we have the cheat code. Now we have the sauce to be able to get them funded any and everywhere. So a typical person get 100, 150. Guess what? I'm able to go get 250, 300, 400. There's no limits on the amount of funding you can get. Does this make sense? I want to make sure we got it. So for your clients, you can have them set up a foreign filing if you need to. Good. Good. All right. Next thing I want to talk about, y'all, funding broker. Y'all, I got a student in my program. She is a funding broker, which means she is simply the middleman. Simply the middleman. Or middle woman in her case, right? What I mean by this is, y'all, you can promote funding as a service, and you can partner with people who have the process dialed in. You can partner with people who already have it, and guess what? You can get 2 to 5%. So, example, if you are, let's say, Aaron is partnering with Cedric, and Cedric is he understands that he got it, he locked in, he doing the applications, he's killing it. If Aaron wants to send clients to Cedric, well, Cedric can do the funding, and guess what? He kicked back Aaron the percentage, and now he's up 2 to 5%. So if you got the client 100,000, Aaron essentially just made $2 to $5,000 without having to do any funding applications, y'all. I'm telling y'all, there's so many ways to get money in this industry. I'm telling y'all. You could be a funding broker. You can have people be funding brokers for you as well. We talk about what? Tax preparers, tax owners, credit repair people, realtors. Why? Because they might want to add funding as a service, but they might not want to actually learn the skill. They might just want to partner with you, white label it, right? And I'm not here to be popular. I'm here to be paid. I don't care if people know. Like, you got to think, you got to understand, what do you really want? Do you want the money, or do you want to just look the part, right? But there's multiple ways to go out and get paid, right? Does this make sense? Now, I want you to imagine you being a funding broker and you getting $2 to $5,000 a deal. You making more by just referring people than some people do with their whole core offer, y'all. Who should be adding funding as a service? So, those of y'all who are tax pros, those of y'all who are in the credit repair business, those of y'all who are realtors, those of y'all who are truckers, those of y'all who are gym owners, coaches, and consultants. But I'm going to be honest, anyone who is in any service-based business should be adding funding as a service, brick and mortar, online. Why? Think about it. Any business you're in, somebody let me know what kind of business you got. Or let me know in the chat what kind of businesses you got. Like, y'all, you got to think. One of my guys, Giovanni, right? He came to me. He owned a gym. He owns a small private gym. Y'all, he came in just to learn the funding game for himself. Now, he is sharp. He is savage. He's seen it. He wasn't able to unsee it. He said, "Yo, I came for funding for me to expand my gym and get a new location." He said, "But now I'm good." He said, "I'm about to make $100,000, y'all. I think 2 months in the program, he did 185,000 in 1 month. 100 of it was from funding commissions. Y'all, it does not matter what you do. All of your customers need money. Salon Suites, 100%. You got customers in there. Hey, how you doing? We're now offering funding to our, to our people that come to us to be able to help you guys get started on your business, fast track, or even if you need money for whatever, a house, a car. I'm sorry, yeah, a house, a car, or whatever it may be, renovations, etc. Taxes, you already know. Notary, you definitely should be adding funding as a service. Credit repair, real estate, a barber, 100%. My pops is a barber. He owns multiple barbershops. He sends me clients. He sent me clients. I've broken him bread. Right? Hey, people go to him now. Cleaning company, 100%. All your customers can use more of it. All right. Nail spa, 100%. Travel, trucking. It does not matter what it is, y'all. Everybody should be adding it. Why? It's not starting a new business. It's just adding it as an additional service. All right. What do we help people get funded with? Personal credit cards, personal lines of credit, personal loans, business credit cards, business loans. You can do SBA loans if you have a connect, revenue-based lending, subprime lenders. So many different types of products. All right. A lot of different types of products that we can get. I know a dude, he charged people for auto loans. Right? I think it's a little savage, but hey, it's his business. I can't tell him what or what not to do. Y'all, there are people out here charging for everything. All right. Now, some of y'all think, well, how do I find the clients, Darius? Anyone thinking that? Well, how do I get the clients? Y'all, the reason I believe that this is one of the best businesses for startups is because it doesn't require ads. It doesn't require you to go out and spend a lot of money, y'all. It requires really one or two things, right? But I'm going to give you three, break down on three. One, it's going to be strategic partnerships, right? A lot of y'all in the chat told me you're real estate investors. A lot of you in the chat say you're tax pros. A lot of you in the chat said that you are in credit repair. Guess what? All I got to do is partner with y'all. If I was one of y'all in here, once you join the program, you're going to be around. First thing I'm going to tell you to do is you're going to go find partners. Why? Because partners are going to send you clients so you can make money on autopilot. We call it sleep money. I don't need you just going out and hustling all the time. Now, you do want to hustle, But if I can leverage, it's like having funding. What is funding? It's leverage. It gives it to me so I don't have to go work just to go get money to be able to put in my business. I just borrow from the banks. I want to borrow the clients from the people who already have the clients. All right. Strategic partnerships, y'all. If you go get 5 credit repair people, guess what? Every month, if they're good, they're graduating some people. Guess what they need next? They need funding. The way you position it is you say, hey, how are you? My name is such and such. I run a funding company. I see you're crushing with credit repair. I love what you're doing. How do you feel about hopping on the call? I would love to talk you through how you can make an extra $20,000 to $100,000 this year without doing any work. Yo, that sales pitch never loses. When they hear make an extra $20,000 to $100,000 without doing any work, do y'all think they're gonna get on that call with y'all? Because why not? And the way you break it down is simple. You already have the clients, you send them to us, you don't do anything but refer them. And now what we do is we do all the fulfillment and we kick you back a percentage. Simple. Any of y'all got a problem with sending somebody 2%, 3% for sending you clients every single month? Anyone here? You don't like the idea of that? Taisha like that's like me. Sign me up. Sign me up. No one has a problem with that, right? Okay, good. Why? Because it's a no-brainer. Yeah, I had one dude a while ago, probably like a year and a half. He's like, man, I'm getting tired of giving these affiliates and these partners money. And what I explained to him is you don't realize that's money that you don't have to go out and market to, and you don't have to go out and pay for. Only thing better than money from paid traffic is money from organic traffic. And it's not that it's better. It's just, hey, you didn't have to spend the money to go get it, y'all. It allows your profit margins. It allows you profit margins. All right. So this is one thing that we do to make a lot of money. All right. You guys are going to learn this super, super deep in depth as well on the inside. Right. Second thing we talk about is social media. All right. Anybody here like you scared of the camera? Anyone here, you aren't good with content because you're always thinking, I don't know what to post. Is that anybody's problem? I don't know what to post. Like I don't get it. All right, cool. I got y'all. This is what I'm gonna do for y'all. We're gonna. I told y'all this is like workshop. We're gonna put in some work. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Where the heck is my what the? Pull this up. Okay. Perfect. All right. Let me do this. Hate. I see y'all in the comments like I hate being on camera. Listen, we're gonna make it easy for you, right? So what I'm gonna do is let's see. Hey, what's going on, Chad? Listen, I am right. I have some of my new students in our program, and what I want to do is I want to give them their first 10 scripts for value-based content for short form platforms, IG, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Right. What I would like you to do is create me 10 scripts. All right. Don't give them to me until they are 10 out of 10 for extracting value and attracting clients who want funding, right? They are doing a done for you funding service and they're looking to hook value, right? The value portion heavy, call to action being link in my bio so me and my team can get you funding. All right. Now, y'all, when I tell y'all another form of leverage, AI, man, different. Like change the game. Like when I started business, we used to have to think. We used to have to, sit down, put in all the work. Y'all, it's different now. Like we created our own bot. I'll talk to you about that later, where it's literally just me. Imagine having access to be 24/7. All right, but let's go through this, right? What I told it to do is basically give me value-based content. Why value-based? Because value-based, there's a lot of different types of content. One of my favorite is value-based because value-based is going to attract the people you want. It's going to attract the people that are coming to you because they see that you have the information and implementation to be able to help them. All right. There are other types that are good as well, but we're going to just focus on this for today because I got obviously a lot to teach y'all, right? So first script they gave me. If I needed $50,000 in business funding in the next 30 to 60 days, here are the first 3 things I do before submitting a single application. Number 1, I check my personal credit profile. A lot of business owners immediately start applying for funding without knowing what lenders are actually going to see. Look at your utilization, payment history, recent inquiries, derogatory accounts, and overall credit profile. Number two, I'd make sure my business is actually fundable. That means your business information should be consistent across Secretary of State filings, EIN records, bank account, website address, phone number, and other business records. Number three, I'd build a funding strategy before applying. Different lenders have different requirements. Applying randomly can waste inquiries and potentially get you denied for funding you could have qualified with a better strategy. Funding isn't just about applying, it's about positioning. If you want help figuring out what you could potentially qualify for, hit the link in my bio so me and my team can help you get funded. Y'all, you don't even have to think anymore. You take this script. What I got that little thing I wanted to show y'all. You take this script, you go to Amazon, you get the little $5 stand, you take your iPhone, you put it on a teleprompter right on your iPhone, and now you just read, y'all. It's so easy. Y'all, does anyone feel like this is hard? Does anyone feel like you can utilize this and implement in your business? Got 10 scripts for you, ready to go. Now look at you. You ain't even got to think no more. So all y'all who you're not doing content because you don't know how to get the ideas, y'all, we solve that problem. This is why I tell you, you have to stay in environments that expose you. Exposure equals expansion. Exposure equals expansion, y'all. I'm not thinking of super ideas for content anymore. No, we're going to do what already works. We're going to duplicate the process. We're going to use the thinking that outthink. So listen, I'm pretty smart. I ain't smarter than AI. I don't think much of us smarter than AI. So why not use AI? All right. Why not use it? All right, we good? So we understand how to create content using social media, correct? Now, when we create the scripts, when we get our scripts, we shoot it. We need to create something called omnipresence. You need to be everywhere. You need to post on YouTube, Shorts, TikTok, and Instagram. All three platforms. Why? Y'all, the more the people see, the more they'll shop with you. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Can I be honest with y'all? Somebody say yes, let me know. Do you need social media in this business? I'll be honest, you don't need social media in this business. One of my best students actually, he don't post, and I get on him about it all the time. And he's running the other plays. So he's running the strategic partnership play. I told y'all he's running the community play. I'm about to break down. So he's a little comfortable. He's doing well, right? So you don't need it, but if you want to like dominate, like any of y'all here, you like, listen, I'm trying to be the biggest. I'm trying to be the best. Like I don't want to just be average. If that's you, then I tell you, do everything. All right, let's do all the marketing strategies. All right. Third thing I'm going to talk to y'all about is about leveraging communities. Communities. Now, we're in a time now where info products are at an all-time high. Everybody's teaching something. People are teaching Airbnb, Turo. People are teaching, credit. People are teaching. I seen this lady teaching women over 40 how to bake cakes. I seen all type of offers. I seen somebody got $1 million. They did $1 million in a month teaching kids in California how to get into colleges in California specifically, right? But it was like what do you call it? Prestigious schools. So parents were paying it, right? My point is, y'all, everybody's teaching something. All of these business coaching programs, do y'all know the number one thing that their students need when they get in their program? Anybody want to take a guess? What do they need when they get in these programs, y'all? They're going to need money. They're going to need money. So you can be the person who is, with a few ways we can position it. All right. The way I'm going to teach you, I'm going to give y'all this is I say, hey, I would love to come in and be your funding coach in your program. Like I'm the official funding coach for you in your community. So anytime anyone in your program needs funding, they come to me. Anytime that, you need more funding, you come to me. Why? Because if they have people in their program who are in an Airbnb program, what do they want? They want more Airbnb units. What's the problem? They don't have enough money. If someone's in a car rental, what do they want? More cars. What's the problem? They need more money. So you being that official funder in that program, what you do is you create an ecosystem where you don't have to work hard for money because the money comes to you. I don't think y'all picking up what I'm putting down. You create an ecosystem where you don't have to chase the money because the money comes to you, y'all. I don't believe in chasing. I believe in attracting, going where the people already are who are attracted to what you have to offer. Doesn't that sound a lot easier? Does that sound a lot easier than going out there and just chasing? If I'm chasing something, what does that mean it's doing? That means it's running from me. I don't believe in chasing anything. I believe you attract, you align with. Go where the people who need funding already are, and your life will be easier. Does this make sense? And do we see how we can easily make an extra 6 figure just land in one community? One community, change your life. Doesn't take a lot. These rooms y'all going to, a lot of y'all was at InvestFest this weekend, right? Next time you go in there, you're gonna be a little more intentional. You're gonna be trying to find, hey, who are you? What do you do? How can I add value to you? Do you have any clients or any students or anyone in your ecosystem who's looking for funding? All right. I'm telling you, you're gonna start to think like you every event you go to, you're gonna start laughing because you're gonna be thinking like, yeah, where my partners at? I'm here to find some partners, right? I'm here to find some clients, yes, but some partners because the clients bring the clients in bulk. All right, they bring them in bulk. All right. Partnership sample. Y'all can screenshot this. Hey, how are you? I see you're crushing it with X. That's what they do. Love to see it. My name is Darius. I help small business owners access capital to start and grow their business. Wanted to know if you were interested in hopping on a call and talking about a partnership where you can make an extra $30,000 to $100,000 without doing any work, y'all. Get some every time. All right. Typically, you'll get a 20 to 30% response rate on this. And then out of that, so it's just a numbers game. If I talk to 10 people, 20 to 30% will respond. That's 2 to 3 people. So if I want to talk to 9 people, I just reach out to 30 people. Tell you, it's not hard. 50 offers a day keeps poverty away. You have to be making more offers. You have to be telling people what you do. Most people, they say, well, I don't make a lot of money. Well, you're not telling enough people. Simple. Since y'all been in my ecosystem, how many times have y'all seen me talk about my business on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook? I talk about my business every day. I don't care who's annoyed. I'm worried about who's not annoyed. I don't care who doesn't like it. I care about who does like it. Why? Because we're in business to do 2 things. You're in business to help people solve a problem and to make money. That's it. You're here to help people serve. You provide a service. The root of service is serve. You have to serve the people, but you're also here to make money. So when you don't sell, when you don't let people know you have an offer, you're not doing either one. You're not serving. In order for me to sell someone, I have to serve them. I have to provide something that gives them value. And you also have to make money. If you don't do both, you don't have a good business. Are we clear on that? Do we all understand? More offers every single day. Good. Somebody said every day, all day. Good, good, good. All right. Someone said, what was the link to broker with your company? We have so much volume. We only allow people in the program to be able to broker with us. But some of you will have the opportunity if you do want. All right. All right. Next thing I want to talk about. Anyone know what relationship banking managers is? Anybody ever heard of that? A banking relationship manager? We heard of that. We heard it. Okay, good. Okay, good. Y'all be in the room. Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Don't worry. I got you. I'm going to break it down. Audrey said, don't leave me out. Right. She said, don't leave me out. I got you. All right. So with a banking relationship managers, I like to break things down in simple terms for y'all. We all heard this term, the plug. All right. They are the plug, right? So what a banking relationship manager is someone who works at a location, right? Who typically has a good relationship with underwriting. Why is that important? Because the closer we are with underwriting, the easier it is for us to push our clients through for higher limits. So most decisions get made manually. Fill out an application, you submit it, it gets made manually. When you have a banking relationship manager, guess what? You get to request or ask for your limits. You get more leverage, more leeway. All right. Now, some of you are thinking, well, how do I find a banking relationship manager? All right. Well, a few things you want to look for, right? Building rapport at these banks. You can simply ask them, hey, are you a banking relationship manager? They'll tell you yes or no. Well, what does that entail? Questions you want to be asking to find out if they really can add value to you for your clients. One, you want to let them know that you work with people and you help them grow their business. And a lot of them are looking for capital. The reason this is important, y'all, this right here is going to take you from they kind of listening to they really listening. Do y'all know how these bankers grow within their company? By meeting quotas, by hitting quotas. Do y'all know 7 out of 10 people got bad credit? That means they're not just finding people to get approved for. So when you bring them the clientele, you are what we call a asset. Somebody put asset in the chat. The best thing you can do to make more money is become an asset to anyone and everyone that walks into your life. If you are an asset, meaning you are always adding value, you will always be relevant, right? So when you meet these people, you are an asset when you let them know, hey, I have business owners who are in position or getting in position, and I would love, all right, to be able to send them to you so we can get them higher limits in credit cards, lines of credit, and products that they're looking for. Is this making sense so far? Good. Some things you want to know. You want to know, do they work closely with underwriting? Now, just because they don't doesn't mean they can't help you with anything. It doesn't mean they're useless, but we want to know, can they help us essentially get our clients pushed through? All right. We want to know if you send them the clients, are you able to push them through manually, or does it just do the regular process that everyone else does? All right, we need to know that. Then one of the other things I'm gonna give y'all, what you want to know is, are you able to push clients all over the nation or just in state? The reason this is important, y'all, because there are certain places that are geo-based, meaning they'll say, okay, yeah, you can send us all clients that have their business registered in, this state, this state, this state. Anyone else we can't help. Now, just because they can't, does that mean it's bad? Absolutely not. If they can push us through and help us with our clients in any state, we're grateful, right? But you just want to know the difference, just so you know when you're creating your sequences for your clients where I would send this person. All right. Let me be clear, though. Let me be very, very clear. You do not need a relationship banking manager to make money. I made a lot of money before I discovered what banking relationship managers was. But is it nice and convenient, and does it allow you to potentially make more money? Yes, absolutely. But the biggest thing I would hate for y'all to do is be held back because you ain't got a banking relationship manager. Y'all, listen, you can get busy out here with no manager. All right. Go and understand how to find a clientele, how banking applications work, and understand what the criteria is. Very, very simple. As easy as 1, 2, 3. Does this make sense? 1 through 10, how confident we in our understanding of what banking relationship managers are and how they work? I want to make sure we got those two things. Good, 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 good. All right, good. Y'all, somebody put more in the chat. Unless y'all done. I know it's past 8. Do I have permission to hold y'all for a little more time, or y'all want more game? Let me see. I'm looking at the screen. Some of y'all look a little sleepy. I don't know. Some of y'all look a little sleepy. Y'all better wake up, right? Somebody better wake up. All right, good, good, good. I see some more in the chat. All right. That's what I got for y'all. Listen. Has anyone here? All right. Has anybody here heard of a shelf corp or aged corp? You might have heard that term. Aged corp. Okay, good. Okay, y'all familiar. Good. Let me find out y'all be paying attention. All right. So what a shelf corp or AIDS corp is essentially it's an AIDS business, right? So there are businesses that already have AIDS, and the reason that's important and is beneficial is because what? Remember what I told y'all? You can get funding as a brand new business, but guess what? You can get more funding the older your business is, right? So typically they have businesses that we can purchase, all right, AIDS corps, and it's crazy, y'all. People sell AIDS corps for $5,000 to $7,000. I'm sorry, from $2,000 to $7,000, y'all, right? 2 to 7. So when we talk about add-on services at the beginning, I talked about what you got: credit repair, trade lines of funding. What I didn't mention is you can offer shelf corps to your clients. And why is that important? Because it's a win-win. One, yeah, you're able to make more money, but more importantly, you're able to make more money on the back end because now you got them a shelf corp. They can be able to get more funding. So this is what we call a win-win situation. Now, you do need to be very, very clear when it comes to the shelf corps. I mean, you need to be very, what's the word? Careful, making sure that you don't get one that have liens on it, one that's in bad standing, right? I'm gonna be transparent. There are a lot of people out here who are selling bad age corps. Do your vetting. All right. For those of y'all that do decide that you want to continue working with us, you will have access. We partner with the company that does AIDS Corps. You guys will have access to be able to get those for your clients or for yourself. But I want you all to be clear. I know a girl a while back, I was at a event. She was talking about how she paid someone online $15,000 for a 30-year AIDS Corp and found out it had liens on it and she couldn't even utilize it to get money. Right. I do not want that to be any of y'all. All right. Are we clear on that part? But I want you to think, how much more money can I make on the front end and back end? By just understanding how to sell age corps. All right. And it's an easy process. Those of y'all I walk into, it's a super easy process, y'all. But now think about it. I make an extra $3,000 on the front end. Then I get to take them from getting them maybe 50, 100, maybe even $150,000 in funding to now getting them 300,000, 400,000, 500,000. Why? Because now they have an AIDS business that's in great standing, y'all. This game is limited, it's limitless. That's all I like to say. No limits. Don't need very many clients to, absolutely not. Don't need very clients at 50,000 each. 100%. 100%, y'all. You have, y'all. Anyone here feel like you've been missing out? Like you've been living under a rock for not learning this business? Anybody you like, man, if I knew about this sooner, y'all, how many of us feel like we learned a skill that could change the trajectory of your life? I'll tell you what, it changed the trajectory of my life. It changed the trajectory for hundreds of people that we've helped lives. Y'all, this is a game changer, right? I want y'all to understand the power of understanding funding, whether it's from getting access to getting others access. This is a game changer, y'all. One skill, low overhead, profit margins high, right? It's not one of those where after you learn, you say, okay, how much more I got to spend now on, some business models, you like, all right, you get in, you learn it, then it's like, you need another 20,000 or you need another 10,000 start. Y'all, all you need is a Calendly link. I think that's what, $99 a month. And you need, I think that's it. Oh, you need a DocuSign, which they got free versions. It's like 99 bucks a month, y'all. Right. With that being said, all right, we are at that point now. Somebody put value in the chat if you got some value. Y'all, did anybody get some value today? Do you feel like today you got your $25,000 worth of value? Y'all remember I told you, I said every single day I was going to give you a minimum of $25,000 worth of value. If I did that, let me know. If not, you can always say, D, you cap. D, you cap. All right. And the crazy thing is, and I'm just being honest, this is the tip of the iceberg, right? Again, I told the gentleman yesterday, he said, are you going to give us value or do you have to wait? I said, no. Would you agree that this week, it was not one of the weeks where I just hold you back and wait to say you something before I give you real value? No, I don't do that because I told you, if I come in here and I half step, you don't know that I have value, right? My point is, y'all, what you guys have this week, what we're learning this week is this is the preparation phase, right? This is the learning phase. All right. And after the learning comes what? The implementation. All right. How many of us feel like we're ready to get to that next level? Like you're tired of playing at the level in which you've been playing at, right? You're tired of feeling stagnant. You're tired of feeling stuck. You're tired of watching from the outside, and you're ready to now watch from the inside. I see people all the time. They're like, people come to me. They're like, D, I see what you be doing, man. I'm doing it on my end, and I be telling them like I'm just missing this, and I'm like, you don't understand. I used to do it too, though, so I get it. You gotta learn from the inside. It's different on the inside, right? With that being said, all right, how many of you all feel like you don't want this to end? Like the environment, right? The information, the energy, right? Imagine a life where every single week, all right? Imagine a life where every single week this was your environment. Imagine a life where every single week this was your norm. Seven-figure conversations. See, some of us, we just not having enough 6 and 7-figure conversations, y'all. We can't get rich having poverty conversations every day. You get rich by thinking and growing rich, right? By being around the fire. With that being said, what I want to do is I want to talk about the opportunity next. Do I have permission to present the opportunity? And if you don't want to hear the opportunity, that's perfectly fine. We got class tomorrow. Y'all can come back tomorrow. All right. For those of you who do want to hear about the opportunity, do I have permission to break it down for you all who will be spending the next 3 to 6 months with us getting to this money? Okay, good. All right. Anybody know who these two people are and what they have in common? Sorry, what do these two people have in common? All right. What do these two people have in common, y'all? Yes. Ballers, somebody said. They got rings, billionaires. They got money. They got shoes, killer instincts, goats, 100%. 100%, right? And those are all great answers. Here's what they really got in common. See, everybody know Kobe as the GOAT, Jordan as the GOAT. Now, I'm not saying if it wasn't for Phil Jackson that they wouldn't be GOATs because they probably still would be some of the best guards, but let's be honest. Anybody who watches basketball or knows everywhere Phil Jackson goes, he wins championships. I think Phil Jackson has the most championships as a coach. If I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong, but I believe he has the most championships in NBA history as a coach, right? With that being said, would Kobe have been great? Yes. Would Michael have been great? Yes. But the thing that Phil Jackson does is he provides them the system. See, a system stands for saving you some time, energy, and money. And a lot of us, we're really good. A lot of you on here, you're Jordan. A lot of you on here, you're Kobe. Some of you might not be. That's cool. But with the right coach, guess what? See, you could be Robert Horry. Robert Horry got 5 rings on 5 shots. At the end of the day, everywhere Robert Horry go, what he do? They know Robert Horry. Why? Because he was a part of the system, the triangle system. And I'm here to tell you that wherever Phil goes, guess what? That system goes. Whatever team he goes to, he implements the system. The system doesn't change day by day. The system is designed to always be effective. This is what makes champions, y'all. How many of y'all like you're ready to win the championship? Like you're ready to stop being the best secret at what you're good at, or you're ready to stop just being good and not being great. Good. For those of y'all who are ready to take that leap, I got a question for you. Can I be your Phil Jackson? Do I have permission to be your Phil Jackson? And if you're not open to coachable, that's completely fine, right? But for those of y'all here who's saying, listen, I'm ready to go all in. I'm ready for somebody to be the Phil Jackson. I'm ready for the triangle offense. I'm ready for the system, y'all. We have the system. We have the system. Why? Because we've been the system, right? And for some of you, you're going to implement the system in life tomorrow or life in 3 months or 6 months or 12 months. It's going to look totally different. All right. With that being said, what I want to do is, all right, I'm going to present the opportunity. I'm going to break it down what the next 3 to 6 months will look like for you all. All right. And then you guys will be able to drop a deposit. All right. Your deposit, I will break down what that is. It will only be a $500 retainer. All right. With the $500 retainer. All right. What that will do is that will go towards mentorship. Now, I will never accept anyone's money and not give them anything. Right. I don't believe in that. With that being said, when you put down your $500 deposit, you are next going to book a call with the team. All right. But when you put down the deposit, you get a year access to my community. All right. To my community. In that community, there is a course portal. All right. There are also calls. But the deposit is to get you on the phone with the team so that you can get in the mentorship. Are we clear on that? Somebody let me know in the chat if we're clear. I'm going to break down the opportunity. I want to make sure I love transparency on this part just so we are 100% in sync. All right. Good. All right. So we're going to break this thing down, right? I want to welcome you all, future family members, to the Get the Bag, Flip the Bag mentorship, all right? The #1 program for helping entrepreneurs grow and scale through leveraging capital, whether you are getting access to capital or you are the person that small business owners go to for capital, right? With that being said, all right, our funding mentorship, we talk about 3-month access to our funding mentorship program. All right. Now, you guys will have a 6-month option. The team will talk to you about it when you get on the phone. My goal in this program, I'm going to teach you from scratch. If you're a beginner, you've never done it, you're going to learn how to start a 6-figure funding company. All right. The goal is to get you making a consistent $5,000 to $15,000 a month. Right. I like to stay that, but I'm going to be very transparent. We have people making 20, 30, 50. I'm going to show you all receipts because I believe receipts are everything. I'm going to show you all how to sell low and high ticket offers. What do we talk about? Offer stacking. How do I implement my trade line offer? How do I implement the shelf corps? How do I implement adding credit building as a service, right? How do I implement credit repair as a service? All right, I'm going to teach you all how to create a ladder of ascension so that we can maximize on profit margins, y'all. It's my offer system, right? When you implement this system, there's no way you don't make more money. I'm going to show you all how to access to $100,000 to $250,000 in funding. I'm giving you guys the blueprint. Everything from where to go, how to build relationships, best practices, application hacks, how to credit card stack, revenue-based spending, identifying a fundable profile. All right. You guys will have one-on-one accountability calls. Now, I believe one of the biggest differentiators in our program versus a lot is back in the day, they used to say information on me, execution on you. I don't really necessarily believe that. Now, I do believe, let me be very clear. If you are a person who thinks you're going to just come in and you're not going to work and it's going to work, this is not for you. You are going to have to do the work. But I do believe that people need a little more hands-on support. So what we do here differently is you get one-on-one accountability coaching. One-on-one accountability coaching. Where you're able to book up to 2 one-on-one calls per month. All right. Yo, that alone is worth the value, right? But there's a lot more. We have a community. Why a community? 70% of entrepreneur success, 70% is based on not just them and what they learn, but it's the environment. Y'all are going to be around people that are places you want to be at, or you're going to be around people who are headed to the exact same place that you're looking to head to. All right. That alone is going to change the game for y'all. Like every day, you got to be having a 6 or 7 figure conversation. I just put up on my mentees last night. They had a mastermind. They rented an Airbnb out, and just to see them all together, it was powerful. And that group is one of the groups that's making the most progress out of other people in our program. Why? Because it's power in proximity. All right. We have bi-weekly sales closing calls. So not only do you all learn how to do funding, get funding, but we want to give you the skills to equip you, right? Why? You might have to have calls, right? So we're going to teach you how to sell over the phone. All right. You're also going to learn content. We have content classes, y'all. We have content classes. We got Coach Malcolm. He breaks down content. He's a beast with content. I don't care if you're young, if you're old. We got people 65, 70 years old in there. We got people 20. We got CC and her sister are only 14 years old, right? Their dad's in the program, but they're always on the calls, right? So it doesn't matter how young or how old you are, guys and girls, you all can get it done. All right. I'm going to give you guys my exact viral funding content blueprint. I'm giving you all the exact scripts of the content that I utilize, right, to be able to consistently attract clients. Legal documents. Why is this important? I'm giving you all my contracts, give you all my intake forms. I'm giving you all my partnership and affiliate contracts. Why? You're going to need those. You might land a partner. You get excited. They don't fulfill. No, we got to have the contracts. I'm giving you everything that we need in terms of legalities. All right. My 7-figure DM scripts. You see that sample I gave y'all? That was only one. We got DM scripts. We got outreach scripts. We got text scripts. We got local business scripts. We have email scripts. We got LinkedIn scripts. Y'all, everything you need to be able to go out and attract clients without having to spend money on paid advertisement, we're going to provide. All right. Is this good so far? Is this making sense? Somebody put more. We got more for you, right? This right here, I was going to make a separate offer, but what I'm doing is, for those of you all who lock in, you guys are going to get access to this. All right. You guys are going to get access to this for a year, right? Darius AI Funding Bot is one of the most powerful tools on the planet when it comes to funding. Imagine you being able to converse. My students, I'm going to say it, they be saying it all the time. Your bot is damn near better than you, right? So what we've done is we've uploaded, I've been doing this for years. We uploaded all of my coaching calls, all of my transcripts, all of my classes, all of my one-on-ones, all of my consults over the last 4 years. And we've created our own bot to where literally any question you have, you can upload a credit report and it tell you what clients, where clients are, who's ready for funding, banks they can go to right now, or what the action plan is if they're not ready, y'all. All right. This bot alone, we're going to do a monthly subscription to the outside people that are not in the community. It's going to be $1,500 a month. Non-negotiable. Why? Because the power is crazy, right? But you guys get access to that for a whole year, all right, when you guys lock in with us. Morning mindset calls. We have every single every other Wednesday. See how we have these in these mornings? How impactful have these mornings been for you all? I want you to imagine an environment where you get those. Like I told you, it's mindset, skill set, and tool set. I have to sharpen your mind. I know entrepreneurship not easy. I know sometimes you might be, hey, it's a great week. Sometimes it might be, man, what's going on this week? That's why we have these calls, to make sure we keep our mind right. We get our mind right, we can get our money right. All right. And then we also have a monthly expert hour call, where we bring in special guests, 6-figure, 7-figure, even 8-figure earners in different industries who can help you all, right? Some of you all, you're going to be expanding. My job is not to teach you how to get the money and make the money, but how do you multiply the money? We've had real estate investors come in. We've had virtual assistants coaches come in, right? Some of you all need VAs. We have people who can show you different ways to diversify your money, all right? With that being said, all right, to lock in your spot, y'all. All right. Oh, let me go over the fast action bonuses. So the first three of you all who do pay in full, you guys are going to pick either your iPad. You can be a guest on my podcast. We have over 11,000 subscribers. You get in front of my audience, or you get an exclusive one-on-one with me. Y'all already know which one I'm going to tell you is the most valuable, but you guys get to pick. All right. Pay in full. The first five of you all. All right. We'll be doing a private dinner. All right. We'll be doing a private dinner on a weekend that we have our event. Now, we do have our event coming up this week. Those of y'all who lock in, you'll be able to get VIP at that. But what I'm saying is, if you guys can't make this one, our next event will also be in a few months. You guys will be able to come to that private dinner. All right, for the first 5 of you all who pay in full. Are we clear on that? I want to make sure we clear. All right, good. With that being said, y'all, it's not going to be $15,000. It's not one of them $10,000 programs, y'all. Typically, I sell this program at $8,500, right? $8,500 is what we sold the program for. What I'm doing for you all, for those of you all who decide to make a decision today, you guys are going to be able to lock in for me for 3 months, y'all, for 3 months for only $4,997. With that being said, this is the lowest we have had this program in over a year and a half. And the reason why, I know some of you are in a season right now where you're looking to change your life for the rest of your life, right? And some of you all, you've been saying, man, I really want to lock in, but maybe the price has been premium. So this is for you who've been waiting. You've been waiting on the sideline for long enough, all right? What you only commitment today is $500 down. So when you click this link, all right, you're going to fill in your information. You're going to put down your deposit. When you put down your deposit, you immediately get access to my community, the portal in the community, the courses in the community, and the live calls that comes 2 times a month are with one of our funding consults that comes 2 times a month in that community. All right. With that being said, once you put down your deposit, you're going to book a call with the team and they are going to walk you through a few things, y'all. Some of y'all are going to be able to get in $0 out of pocket. Why? We have 3 options. We have pay in full. We have financing where we work with over 6 different financing companies. And we also have in-house payment plans. All right. So some of you all, for $0 out of pocket, outside of your deposit, you have a chance. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but you have a chance to be able to get into the program, right? We've had people with as low as a 540 be able to get in finance. We have different companies. All right. What I want to do is I want to make sure, team, let's drop the link. All right. Once you all are in, what I want you all to do is just say, and we want to congratulate y'all. I'm super excited to be able to work with some of y'all over the next 6 months. All right. And what I also want to do is I want to make sure any questions y'all got, we can answer any questions. All right. I want to make sure you get clarity, you get certainty. When do we meet? We typically meet on Tuesdays. All right. We typically meet on Tuesdays. We have our foundational funding calls at 6 p.m. Then we typically have our mastermind high-level coaching call at 7 p.m. Bi-weekly coaching calls for content, okay, with Coach Malcolm, those are on Wednesdays. Then we have our bi-weekly sales trainings on bi-weekly Thursdays. All right. Y'all, everything that in your business that you're going to need, we have. Then we have systems calls, all right, bi-weekly on Saturdays. So there will be no shortage of everything that you need to go out and be successful within the program to be able to make the money that you're looking to make. All right. What about the payment plan for the 600? So iPhone and anybody in, when you get on the phone, they're gonna work out. They have different payment plans. They're gonna work with you to make sure that you can get what you need to be able to get in the program. All right, they're gonna do their very best. Right. All you got to do is get your deposit, y'all. The biggest thing I tell people is you got to commit. Like you got to commit and you got to get on the phones, right? I know some people here, you might be thinking, well, what if I don't have the rest of the money? That's what I'm telling you. You got an opportunity to get financed. You got an opportunity to potentially come out $0 out of pocket. You also have in-house payment plans, right? Where they'll put you on a monthly payment plan to be able to get in the room. But the most important thing you got to do is think about the end result. What do I have to do to get in the room to change my life for the rest of my life? What this is 3 days. This is preparation. This is preparing you for the opportunity. But after preparation, y'all, it's about implementation. It always comes down to implementation. Why? Implementation is going to be the thing that changes your life for the rest of your life. Right? And we got to think about, okay, cool. I have a foundation. So I need the $500 to get on the payment plan. Yeah, your deposit, you have to put down there. Your deposit, you have to click the link. The total for the mentorship is going to be $4,997, Tabitha. Only $4,997. All right. I want y'all to think about this. One funding client with $150,000 approval, that makes you your investment back. Everything else you make on top of that is profit. Everything else you make after one funding client is profit, y'all. You got to understand, when I talk about a skill set that can change your life for the rest of your life, y'all, there is no higher level skill set than the leverage of understanding funding, because it'll never be out of demand. You'll never walk in the room and not be the most popular person in the room. You'll never be searching for clients. Clients will always come to you. Why? Because everyone is looking for funding, y'all. Everyone. KD, congratulations, family. Welcome to the family. Yes, sir. KD made a decision, y'all. KD, let me know in the chat. What is the reason you made that decision to go all in on you? See, some of us, we've been looking for an opportunity, right? We've been looking for the opportunity to change our life. We've been looking for the opportunity to create and be the person that can change the trajectory of our lives or our family's lives. We've been looking for the opportunity to be able to, how do I make more money outside of just my 9 to 5? You've been asking for opportunity. The opportunity is here. And I tell you, the time is now, y'all. What I tell y'all, now stands for what? No opportunity wasted. You have to think, what do I want the next 6 months of my life to look like? What do I want the next 12 months of my life to look like? What do I want the next 2 years of my life to look like? Some of y'all, you got people who are literally counting on you. Some of us, we got people who they can't go if we don't go. We got people who are literally waiting for us to be great so that they can be great. What do you want them to think in 3 months, in 6 months, in 9 months? The way we grow in life is by skills. Skills. It took one skill to change my life. One skill. And some of y'all here, you're thinking, well, What if it don't work? Well, here's what I would tell you. Two things. What if it does work? That's the first thing you got to think. What if, when I told you yesterday, life and death is in the power of the tongue, I mean that. See, some people, we think, what if it doesn't work first? We have to think, no, when it will work. Because what I tell you, the only thing that works is work. It always works. It's, are you going to work it? Everything that you want to work works. It's two things. It's focus and intention, right? So when you learn this skill, you get a skill that for the rest of your life changes your life, y'all. I've been doing the same thing for 4 years. Ain't much change. I've been doing the same thing for 4 years. Hasn't much changed. Now, banking rules might change a little bit, but funding will always be funding. A credit profile will always be a credit profile. Nothing changes within the industry. So you have to ask yourself, am I going to be one of the next 6-figure, 7-figure millionaires who's in finance? Y'all know the most millionaires are created in financial literacy. Do we know that? The most millionaires are created in financial literacy industry. Why? Because finances means money. People always need money, y'all. Always. All right. Let me see. I'll break this thing down too. All right. Why the mentorship is different, right? Let me walk through this. All right. Most programs give you information and they leave you to figure everything else out. All right. And to get the back, flip the back mentorship is built around implementation. It's built around accountability. It's built around coaching, and it's built around helping you build a real, actual business. I'm not teaching you all to be a hustler. I'm teaching you all to be a business owner. I'm teaching you all to create something that lasts, is bigger than you. I'll teach you to build something that lasts a while, a long time, right? So you have to think, if I want things tomorrow to look different from yesterday, then what must I do today? Think about it. Is it fair to say, if I keep doing the same thing, I can only get the same result? If I keep doing the same thing I've been doing, isn't it fair to say I can only get the same result, y'all? See, a lot of us, we've been doing the same thing. Same old year after year, new year, new me. Y'all, don't nothing be new if nothing's new if nothing's new. The only way things change in your life is if you change. The decisions have to change. The information have to change. The implementation has to change. The environment has to change. All of those things, if those don't change, we can't change. I remember when I first started this thing, I used to be like, man, God, why are things not changing? Well, what I realized, it was me. I kept wanting to be around the same people, doing the same thing, having the same conversations, the same skill sets. See, some of us here, we got more degrees than a thermometer, but we're not making no money. Why? Because we think the information we learned in college, the information that hasn't worked to this point, is going to somehow work. No, you have to unlearn and relearn. You have to unlearn, then relearn. No one ever taught me credit. No one ever taught me funding. I had to make a decision to bet on myself. That's the best bet I ever made, y'all. See, some of y'all who spend these next 3 months, you're about to be in the best. These next 3 to 6 months, you're about to accomplish more than you've accomplished in the last 3 to 6 years. Why? Because of leverage. You have 3 things that most people don't have. You have information, you have implementation, you have guidance. Most people never have those 3 things, y'all. It's like a GPS. Some of us, we live in the same city, same state our whole lives. My mom used to do that. We grew up in Boston. She used to go to the same Publix every single week for shopping. And I would be like, Ma, why do you keep putting it on GPS? You know it's down the street. It's like 10 minutes down the street. She would say, yeah, I just want to make sure we don't hit traffic. I just want to make sure we don't get on I-95 and have to be stuck an extra hour. And the reason I'm telling y'all this is because a lot of you don't realize the reason we're not getting to our destination as efficient and as fast as we want to is because we don't have a GPS. You don't have the guidance. You don't have somebody that can take you from where you are to where you want to be faster. So you have to keep facing the same things over and over and over again. So my question is, what do you want life to look like next year at this time? What do you want August 12th, 2026 to look like? Somebody said, I wish it was a payment plan for the 500, but it's okay. I'll be back with my money. This is what I tell you, Tabitha, right? This is what I tell people. I'm very transparent. This is what I tell you. In business, we have to be resourceful. Have to be resourceful. If you had to come up with $20,000, or one of your cousins or your friends was in the hospital and needs you to come up with $5,000 by Friday, today's Wednesday, what would you do to go get the money? You would do whatever in your power. Why? Simply because it's important enough to you. See, some of you think you can't afford the offer. Here's what I would tell you. You can't afford not to take the offer. Like, you can't afford to go another year in the same position doing the same things. Like for me, it cost me way too much trying to figure it out. It cost me 6 years, 6 years of my time. Time is the only unlimited resource we have. Forget money. I would have spent all the money in the world to be able to figure this thing out faster. It cost me time, y'all. Do y'all know time I can never? I've lost money. I've lost plenty of money. You know what I've never lost? You know what I've never gotten back? I've never gotten back my time. I can never go back to yesterday. I can always lose money and get it back, y'all. Some of y'all, you're worried about money more than time, and that's the problem. You have to hurry up and get to success, get to stability, get to growth so you can buy back your time. That's the point of money, to have more of your time back. Junior said it. If nothing changes, nothing changes. I want to congratulate a few of y'all. Congratulations, Heather. Congratulations, Keisha. Congratulations, Kirsten. Congratulations, Lou. Congratulations, KD. And congratulations, Paras Batia. All right. That's 9. That means there is, what's that, 17 spots left? 18 spots left? Who's next? Who's gonna be the next person to say, you know what? I'm making sure that next year I'm on my Kobe, I'm on my LeBron, I'm on my Jordan. I'm getting me a coach so I can get 7 championships. I'm tired of the slow roll, right? And what you guys are gonna build inside is 1, launch your funding business. 2, you're gonna learn how to access capital. But then 3rd is you're gonna learn how to grow your business with my 7-figure marketing strategy without having to spend money on ads. I know a lot of these times you be having to have these huge ad budget. No, this isn't that, and that isn't this. All right. Why these 3 things are everything? Well, everything else becomes easier in your life because when you run a funding company, you know what I love about it? I don't have to trade a lot of time. I was in the middle of Florida 2 weeks ago on vacation, funded a client while on a boat. I'm only telling you that to tell you that you don't have to sit somewhere at a desk. This is called Wi-Fi money. You can make this from anywhere in the world. Some of y'all, you like to travel, you like to live, you like to do your thing. Well, guess what? You have the ability to make money doing this from everywhere, from anywhere. It does not matter where in the world. Does not matter, right? And again, you will not be doing this alone. So I want to break down a few things. 1, yes, we have our coaching calls, right? But even more importantly is the accountability calls. All right, someone to check on you, someone to make sure you're good, someone to make sure you got the blueprint. Our community where you have other people around you, who are like-minded and doing the same exact things you're doing. I call it sparring partners. Everyone here in my program, we require you to get a sparring partner. That's somebody who is doing the same thing you're doing, all right, who is going to be able to push you, all right? Reviews, are able to review your credit profile, review your clients, your funding clients' profile, review their business structure, review where they're at, help you with bank research to be able to make sure we can get them funded. All right, then you guys have the AI tools to be able to assist you on your journey. All right. Either way you win, y'all. Option A, you build the business. All right. Build your funding company, help businesses get capital, generate consistent income. Outcome B is, let's say you decide it's not for you. Well, you're going to lead with the whole funding system, the templates, the funding sequences, scripts, and live coaches that most people never, ever get access to. All right. I want to make sure I got something before I call some out. Anyone have questions about anything within the offer? Does anyone need me to break down the offer again? If so, I want to make sure I get to y'all. Ariana, I see you said you coming, you driving. I got you, right? What questions do we have though? Who I see up there? I see Lakeisha up there, Lakeisha in the cut. All right. Another thing I want to tell y'all, right? When we talk about funding, all right, one of the things I want to show you in this program is outside of just funding the clients, you're gonna learn how to maximize. Like, what do you do after you funding? See, most people they'll get a client funding and then they'll just let them go. No, we have to create more offers for after we get them funded. Why? Because people need to know what to do with the funding. So you're gonna learn other ways to make income. So after we get them funded, we can help them to be able to solve a problem and get the results so they don't have to default, so they don't have to go back. We need to make sure our clients are best served. All right. So I want to make sure y'all understand that too. All right. What is the offer again? I got you. I'll make sure I break it down. I'm gonna break it down again. All right, perfect. Let me see. All right, so get the bag, flip the bag mentorship. All right, for those of you who may have missed at first when I went over it, we have 3-month option and 6-month option, right? In our mentorship, I want to show you how to start a 6-figure funding company from scratch. All right, I'm going to show you how to create low and high ticket offers. You need to create a ladder of ascension. You need to have more on your menu. I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to access $100,000 to $250,000 in funding. All right, for yourself and for your clients. And we're also going to have content calls, sales calls. We're going to show you how to sell, show you how to create the content that's going to attract. And I'm going to give you my exact scripts that we utilize to be able to land deals. All right. To be able to win people out the DMs, on the phone, local businesses, and partnerships. You also have a one-on-one accountability coach that you will be working with throughout the duration of this program. Why is that important? Because accountability is everything. All right. I need you guys taking action. We also have access to our exclusive community. All right. Within the community, you guys will see we drop wins every day, testimonials every day. You guys will be pushing you. We're going to be checking in. We do giveaways. All right. Updates. And most importantly, you guys finding your sparring partners. Now, you guys do get all replays. All replays you guys will get access to. All right. All replays. Now, on top of that, my legal binding docs, everything from contracts, all right, everything from contracts to partnership contracts to intake forms, everything that you need to be able to maximize and make sure that you are operating as a legal entity and making sure your business is legitimate and making sure that you're actually working with clients from a legal standpoint. You will have. We give you all of that. All right. And then the craziest thing right here, this is worth the whole program damn near, is Darius AI, our custom funding bot. Darius AI. We have our Darius AI bot. And with this bot, you can ask questions, upload reports, upload profiles, upload different scenarios, their comparable limits, what current credit cards they have, and you're going to be able to maximize on this. All right. Morning mindset calls. And then we have monthly expert hour calls. Price point, it's only going to be $4,997 for those of y'all who decide to pay in full, or $5,997 if you're doing a payment plan. We have 100% financing opportunities. Like I told y'all, some of y'all get the opportunity to get in $0 out of pocket after you put down your deposit. All right. We have companies like Clarity, Klarna, Affirm. All right. We have up to 6 financing partners, which will be able to help you all get finance. Then we also have in-house payment plans as a last resort. So there's no excuse why anybody cannot be able to get in the opportunity. All right. Team, drop the link one more time. All right. Team, drop the link one more time. Jesse, let me know if you have any more questions. How long will it be available? Until the 27 spots are gone. All right. Until the 27 spots are gone. All right. And what I want to do is I want to make sure I walk y'all through. Cause I know I'll pull that up. I want to walk y'all through this. Here we go. I want to show y'all like everyday people, right? Everyday people. We get people who are new to business, starting businesses, everyday people just like yourselves, right? So I want y'all to think of someone like Cedric. All right, Cedric came to us a few months ago, and he was trying in the funding game. He was dibbling, dabbling, more so just couldn't really crack the code, right? And I want you to kind of see like what it's like on the inside.
And 30K with Wells Fargo. We're working on trying to get some more financing. I had like 5 soft approvals with Truist, and I know they usually give out like 8 to 17,000 on the personal side. But so far I got them at 40. I got another win with a client. The purchase price was $499. We talked to sellers down to $55,000. It appraised for $960,000. So she's walking in with $1 million in equity.
Hey, let's go. So
I get 2% of the commission. After the down payment, it's almost like a $7,000 commission. So I'm waiting to close that. So I definitely appreciate this group, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, proud of you, bro. I love that. Hey, people like Cedric, everyday people. Y'all, it doesn't take for you to be like some of y'all, you gotta realize like you need to take advantage of an opportunity to change your life. Like when I'm telling you, I wish somebody had told me earlier. Cedric, he was on a call just like this. Cedric was just like some of y'all in the crowd. He was hesitant. He had been on like 2 of these. He was hesitant. And when I seen him and he finally took the opportunity, and I talk to him all the time, I joke about it. I say, how much did it cost you to wait? It cost him about 6 months of being stuck, of being stagnant, of being in the same place. See, some of y'all don't realize if you don't take an opportunity, you don't give yourself an opportunity to grow. I don't want you to leave here and have to go back to a place where there's not hope, a place where there's not a opportunity for your life to change, where you don't have the skill sets, the tool sets, the mindset to be able to change, y'all. I don't want you to go back to that. I've been there. I know what it's like. Congratulations, Randall Geeter. That's 11. That's 11 gone now. Congratulations, family. Right? I don't want you to go back to an environment that wasn't conducive to where you're looking to go. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to feel like you're doing this thing alone. I know what it's like to feel like, is it working? Y'all, I've been all the places that you've been. Then we got people like Dominique, almost 60 years old. Man. Right? Some of y'all, you might think, oh, am I too old? Will it work? No, they got people all different walks of life.
And I want to be the first to thank you. You're pushing me. Well, that last conversation we had at the last event.
Yes.
I stayed down. I finally got my first funding client. Got him $37,000. It's on the way today.
Let's go. That's what's up. But I tell you, stay down, you're gonna come up, man.
When he came to me, he didn't have no LLC, so I helped him set up the LLC, all of that. So we stepping it on right along the way. I was doing my research, making sure I could get him in the right.
Y'all, Dominique, listen. Dominique, he execute, and he just got that same client another 25,000 this weekend from InvestFest, right? Running the play. When I tell you the work works, but it only works if you work it. Like some of us, like, you got to realize there's no other industry where you can go and make the type of money you can make. 3,700 off one commission from one client. That's not including the next 25 that he got. Right? He didn't come in with experience. He had never done funding in his life. Brand new to the game. Had never done funding in his life, y'all. He simply made a decision to commit and go all in. And now life doesn't look the same for him. Why? Because he bet on him. He bet on him. I tell people all the time, I took risks to get rich. And what I mean by that is not to brag at all, but more to tell you, if you don't play big, you can't win big. If you play small, you'll stay small, y'all. We've been playing small for our whole lives. When are we gonna say, you know what? I'm ready to go all in on me. I'm ready to do it not for my first name, but for my last name. Some of y'all, you got kids who are literally counting on you. I asked you your why this week. You told me your why is your kids, your grandkids. I always tell people, listen, I never watch what a person say. I watch what they do, because what they do tell me everything I need to know. Some of us, you got to take more action. See, nothing in your life changes until you change. The bank account can't change if the actions don't change. The bank account can't change if the work don't change. The bank account can't change if the environment doesn't change. The change starts with you, right? And it always costs us more to wait, y'all. I got to take my family on a trip next week. I owe them something every year. I take them somewhere, and I was supposed to book the flights like a month ago, right? Flights for all of us was like $2,400, y'all. So I just booked the flight last week, man. I just kept forgetting. I just kept stalling, y'all. The flights was $6,700, flights plus the trip and everything. And what I really realized in life is it always costs us more to wait. Some of y'all, you've been waiting. And when I mean cost to wait, I don't mean cost in money. I mean cost in stress, cost in opportunity. Opportunity cost is the worst cost. Cost in being in a place where you're trying to figure out how do I thrive and not just survive. Cost of how do I make sure that my family's good? Trying to figure this thing out. Dominique, y'all, he was like a lot of, Dominique, he gave me he spent his last. But guess what? What I tell you earlier, debt is not bad if the return is bigger. Debt can never be bad if the return is bigger, y'all. You got to think not about today, but about tomorrow. What am I willing to give up in order to go up? And for some of us, you over there, you're listening to other people. Tell y'all, don't listen to people who you wouldn't trade places with. This is Alex. Alex had been watching the YouTube for a while. Then he came into a class just like this. He entered the program, y'all, and within 2 months, I want y'all to see the type of results Alex got. Alex.
Some wins, bro. I've been getting a couple of people funded. I hit 32, and then. All right, so I'm gonna show you because I pulled it up, so that way you don't see that I'm lying. I always bring the receipts, bro. I hate lying, so.
You do.
Hold on. All right, so July 1st, right there. You can see it's not a screenshot.
Yeah.
I missed it by a day, bro.
So you would have had it. That's crazy.
I would have had it.
If it's 50K in 30 days, you
Nah.
hey, take it. But this month, we're gonna clear within the 30 days. But congratulations, 50,000 in 30 days. That's
Thank you, bro.
I love
Yeah.
that for you, bro.
And another win, I'm working on my school community, so that's gonna be some
Alex,
some wins, bro. I've been getting
y'all. Alex had to run a funding company before. Alex, a family man, came home from the. I think he said he was a vet. Y'all, all he did was put in the work. You know what's crazy about Alex? He really just execute. Like he come on coaching calls, but I'm like, how you going so crazy? He's like, I'm just in your course. He just what? He just in the portal taking action. See, what I tell you is you got to take imperfect action, y'all. Like a lot of y'all, you doing congratulations, but understand this. The next step is you got to be coachable. Everybody wants to coach, but you got to be coachable. You got to be willing to take direction and grow from it. You got to be willing to go out and do the work. You got to be willing to do it even when I might tell you to do something that you feel a little nervous about. Hey, shoot the content. Hey, go talk to them and tell them that you want to partner with them. These are the things that it takes to be able to get to success, y'all. See, a lot of us, we're doing that thing again. We're choosing fear over faith. Remember what I told you? Fear is simply false evidence appearing real. You're allowing fear to override faith, and we wonder why we can't grow. He says you have to what? Walk by faith and not by sight. See, some of you've been asking for about, you've been praying about it, but the problem is you keep playing about it. Every time that opportunity comes, you got two opportunities. You can either retreat or you can go forward. You know what most entrepreneurs do? You know what the 99% do? They retreat. They go back to comfort. But you know what's crazy? Nothing great grows from comfort. Nothing great grows from comfort. Everything grows from going all in on you and betting on yourself. I told y'all the best bet I ever made was in myself. The best bet I ever made was in myself. If I didn't bet on myself, you wouldn't see me here. I wouldn't be here. And I'm telling y'all, some of y'all, you're just one opportunity, one bet away from changing your life, changing your family's trajectory, your family's life, y'all. But it starts with a skill set, the mindset, and the tool set. There's two ways people get rich. There's two ways that people change their life. There's only two ways. It's real estate or business. Or if you're an investor, which means you gotta have a lot of capital. There's three ways, y'all. I never met nobody, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with jobs. Jobs are great. I've never met anybody who just relied on a job who created generational wealth. I've never met one. I'm not saying it don't exist. I'm just saying I've never met it. We have to think, am I willing to go back to what I know doesn't work? Or am I going to give myself an opportunity to change my life for the rest of my life? And some of y'all here, you already have a business and you're wondering, is it me? Let me tell you, Russ. Russ already had a tax company. Russ added funding as a service and started adding an additional $20,000 a month. Guess what? That's an extra $240,000 a year. Russ is coming to the event this week, and guess what? He's about to receive a plaque for $500,000 in a year. Why? Russ was just like you, but he did it anyway. He was scared. He was nervous, but he did it anyway. Sometimes you have to do it anyway. See, we don't realize what a coach does is some of y'all, you went to the top of the diving board. You look down and you got nervous. See, what a coach does, he comes and he pushes you off the diving board so that you can go out, you can see how great you can be. But you have to be willing to take that leap. Let me tell y'all, Russ. What's going on, Russ?
Good, man. I'm all smiles. I just closed a light 35K play right before the call.
Crazy.
So,
Let's
yeah,
go.
I'm super excited about that. It's funding starting to come through. Now I've been picking up the momentum after tax season.
So you had 35, and then last week you had funded what?
160,600. So I made 16K on
Let's
that.
go.
And
Let's go.
yeah, I got some receipts I'm gonna post later today too. I ran a play with Amex. And I got one client, 29,000 total, but one card was 20K and then the other one was 9,000.
You going crazy. That's a 20K, what, week or 20K, 2 week span? I'll take it. That's good.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good. Rusty had no experience with funding, y'all, right? Some of y'all, you think you got to have experience. You think you got to already be a guru. Now, it don't work like that. It does not work like that. All you have to do is show up, execute, and be coachable. Anybody hit you know those three things? Show up, right? You got to show up. You got to execute, and you got to be coachable. Those three things. That's all you need. You bring the effort, I'll bring the infrastructure. I'm the Phil Jackson. I'm the Bill Belichick, whatever you want to call it. You show up, bring a play, and I'm going to help you run the play. You pick the niche, we help you get rich, right? But you have to be willing to do that, y'all. Super excited. I see someone else got in. Let me call you out. Harold Jordan, congratulations. That's 12. That's 12, right? This is what I want to do. All right, this is what I want to do for the last 15 spots. Anybody here? I see some of y'all asking a few times. Anybody here, you saying to yourself, man, I want to book the call with you all. all right, to see about payment plans, financing options, and things like that. Is there anybody here? You like, I need to get on that phone. I need to get with y'all. I need to see how you guys can help me get inside, right? And you just know you need to see about the opportunity. You want to see how we can help you. And right now, maybe you ain't got the 500 at the moment. All right. If that is you, just put me. And what I'm gonna do is, right? What I'm gonna do is, all right, I'm going to let me get this link. Let me get this for y'all. There it is. All right, perfect. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop this link. All right. This link is for those of y'all who you don't, I'm not looking to like convince anyone, right? So this is not for you. If you're like kind of like, I don't know, that's cool, right? I got more game for y'all tomorrow. We're gonna go up, right? But for those of y'all who's like, you're serious and not just curious, like you know that you want to take advantage of the opportunity to change your life for the rest of your life, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the link. And what I want you all to do is book your call and let me know once it's booked. All right. What I want to do is I want to congratulate y'all. And we're going to help y'all get in so we can see y'all on the other side. Right. Who this call is for? Someone who has already made up their mind that they're ready for their life to look different. Who this call is for? Someone who's going to put in the work. Who this call is for is somebody who is committed to success. Who this is not for? Someone who's looking for a get rich quick scheme. This is not for somebody who's looking for not to put in effort, not to put in work. This is not someone who isn't coachable, right? This is for my executors who are saying, listen, I'm ready. I'm ready to go in. All right. I'm ready to get to work, right? I'm ready to change my life for the rest of my life so my kids don't have to struggle. See, I always say poverty ran into my family until it ran into me. I was the one, not the two in my family. Some of y'all, you the one, but right now you playing like the two. See, you're playing scary when you know you have something greater in you. I don't believe in coincidences, y'all. I believe everybody here is here because of something called confirmation. You're where you're supposed to be. You're where you're supposed to be. See, some of you, you continue to pray about it, but then you wake up and you play about it. You ask God for an opportunity. When an opportunity comes, we keep doing that thing again. I'm just being honest. My goal is to coach, and my students know. Like anybody who been coached by me, they know I'm like this all the time. So don't think this is just here. No, I'm not the coach who tells you what you want. I'm here to give you what you need. Because most people, they don't have someone in their life who could tell them the truth. And as the saying goes, the truth is the only thing that can set you free. Most people, their whole lives they get lied to. Why? By friends that want to keep them in comfort, by coaches that want to keep them in comfort, significant others that want to keep them in comfort. Some of y'all don't even realize that the people you're around is holding you back. The people around is the reason we can't grow. Hey, we have to make tough decisions, right? Tough decisions. But success is simple as a decision. Y'all, somebody put decision in the chat. You know what a decision is? A decision means to cut off all options. That's what a decision is. See, the root of the decision is decise, right? And the Latin root of that is literally to cut off, to cut off. See, you know, the problem is a lot of us, what we do is we give ourselves choices. We give ourselves choices. But the problem with a choice is like multiple choice is many options. And when you play with many options, you never get to truly dial in on one. But when you make a decision, it's to cut off everything else. It means it has to work or it has to work. When I made a decision 4 years ago after failing 6 times, I made a decision that had to work. A lot of us, we're not committed to our success like we say we are. You got to commit, y'all. You got to commit and figure it out. You have to commit first and figure it out along the way. That's what entrepreneurship. You know, entrepreneurship is jumping out a parachute and figuring that thing on the way. I seen a quote the other day. It said, entrepreneurship is what did it say? Chewing more than you can handle and then figuring out how to chew. That's entrepreneurship. I didn't get here because I overthought my way here. I got here by making decisions and committing and operating in faith. Why? Because again, faith and fear can never coexist. It's impossible. It's impossible. All right. So make sure when we make the choice, we make the choice to change. All right. Anita, congratulations. All right. Hopefully I can't wait to see you on the other side. Who else booked their call? I got 100. I got 96 people on here right now. It should be 96 people booking their call because 96 people showed up for success. Why would you not at least give yourself an opportunity where you got an opportunity to potentially $0 out of pocket learn a skill set to help you make 6 figures, 100,000 a year, or help you get access to $100,000 in a year. Every single person on here should have been on the call. And when we talk about everybody talking about it and not being about it, that's what I mean. Some of us, we've been doing this our whole lives. We've been lying to ourselves our whole lives, tricking ourselves out of our spots our whole lives. Why would you not give yourself an opportunity? An opportunity, y'all. Listen, I tell people who get quote unquote lucky are people who meet an opportunity, y'all. If two people play the lottery, one plays one time and one plays 100 times, you know who's gonna win. Some of y'all, you're not even giving yourself a chance to see if you got the opportunity, but we talk about we want to be great. That don't make sense. That doesn't make sense or sense, right? It has to make both, y'all. All right. So what I do is I challenge y'all to get up outside of your comfort zone and do something that's uncomfortable, because everything great lies on the other side of uncomfort. See, some of us, we want a handout, but you have to be willing to put a hand up. You have to be willing to meet the thing that you want halfway. That's how you're gonna win. We can't win. We can't win if we don't give ourselves opportunities to. Some of us, we watch it from the sideline. We watch it from the back. Nah, you gotta watch from the front. You gotta get it from the front. It's the only way you're gonna win. That goes to every part of your life. It ain't about this program. It's about everything. It's about every part of your life, y'all. The worst thing you can do is one day we go to the grave, we get older, and we go and we just gotta die with all the aspirations and dreams we had because we ain't never take no risk. That don't make no sense. I'll be what Biggie said. I'd rather be enormous than a dormant. I'll be damned if I was to wake up every day and just settle for average. Now I can take losing. I can take failing. I can take it not working. I can take learning lessons. I can take frustration, but I can't. I just know. I knew I was destined for greatness. Some of y'all on here, you destined for greatness. A lot of y'all on here, you destined for greatness. But when are you gonna see it? I can't see it for you more than you see it for you. How I see it more for you than you see it for yourself, y'all. Right? So we have to think about those things. And the last thing I'm gonna say before we wrap it up for the night is, y'all, remember that first day one, right? Well, kickoff call. What did I say? I said, what is your why? And I said, the reason I need you to understand your why is because your why, you got to think about when you have tough decisions. Your why is, what do I do when I don't know if I want to keep going? Your why. I'm only here because of my why. My why is to retire my moms. My why is to take care of my family. My why is bigger than me. If it was just me, I would have easily just said this was hard when it wasn't working 6 times. That's what I would have did. Right? There's 2 types of people. You got the mediocre many and the chosen few. You have the mediocre many and you have the chosen few. Which one of you? See, what the mediocre many means is, it's someone who says, you know what, I'm gonna do what's comfortable, I'm gonna do what's normal, I'm gonna do what everybody else doing. But I want y'all to think about something. Think about, and this is us being serious, right? Think about the people in your life, right? Think about when you look around at the average person in your life. Ask yourself and just answer with this question. Do you, all right, do you like the position that the average person around you is in? Would you want to be in that position? When you look at whoever you hang out, your friends, your 5 friends you kick it with the most, your aunts, your uncles, whoever it is, do you like the position that they are in? Would you want to trade places with them? Let me know in the chat and be completely honest. Be completely honest. If the answer is yes, you're in the right room. If the answer is no, then why would you listen or want to be in the same position, y'all? This is what I had to have the realization with. Some of us, we said we want to make, I see y'all in the chat, I said, how much you want to make? Some of y'all said 500,000. You want to make 500,000, but the conversations you have every day, $50,000 conversations, that don't make sense. When you talk about your wins, it's going to sound like you bragging. It's going to sound like you bragging, y'all. See, I'm a lot of things. Listen, I was smart enough to know that in school, I wasn't the smartest, but I was smart enough to realize I didn't have the answers. So I was going to sit next to Sarah, who had the answers. I was going to sit next to Alicia, who had the answers. I was going to sit next to someone who had the answers. I was going to get them. I was going to copy the right cat. So a lot of us were copying the wrong cat, and that's why we can't get to where we want to get to. How you going to go get an A on the test and you cheating off the people around you, and they getting C's and D's? We can't pass, y'all. And y'all get to learn from someone who's aced the test and passed the test and going to pass the test, who has had students who have aced the test. All right. So I want y'all to think about these things when you all are making decisions, y'all. All right. I see we call out somebody else I seen come through. Congratulations to Demetrius Vaughn. Demetrius, I see you, family. All right, that's 14 opportunities gone. That's 13 that are left. That'll be 27. I see a lot of you booked your call. If you booked your call, just put them in. Just put I booked my call. All right, so I can make sure y'all do it. My phone died. What are the instructions for people who made the call? You're gonna get on the call with the team. They're gonna walk you through the different either payment plans, financing options, or solutions to help you all get in the program. All right. Someone said, I want to make millions and be comfortable. Let's get it. To make millions and be comfortable, that means you're going to be a part of the what? That means you're going to be part of the select few. You know what the select few do? We take risks. We take opportunities. We don't make excuses. We make it happen. You can have excuses. You can have results. You can never have both. You got to think like, listen, what do I really want for my life? What do I want these next, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of my life to look like? That's what I think about every day. That's why I go so hard every single day, y'all. Every single day. All right. You have to think about these things. All right. With that being said, before we get up out of here, is there any other questions that anybody has? Any other questions? Let me know in the chat. I'll give it about a minute. And then tomorrow we back at it. Let me see. Any questions y'all got? Let me know. No, have a great night. Okay, cool. What else we got? Let me make sure. See you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna be back at it at 9 a.m. We'll be back at 9 a.m. If any of y'all do want to lock in your spot, there's still 14 left. What y'all do is y'all take that link with the deposit. Y'all take care of it before those spots are gone. Join the family, and then we should be good to go. Other than that, I'll drop the links to the stuff we talked about in class, the ones that you need, and then if we got the what is it, bad credit loans, those links, I'll drop those in the Telegram group, and then yeah. Other than that, we back at it. I will see y'all at 9 a.m. sharp. All right, 9 a.m. sharp tomorrow morning, making sure I got the schedule. Yep. 9 a.m. sharp. Tomorrow's Thursday. All right, y'all, let's get it. Y'all have an amazing night, and I will see y'all tomorrow.